Okay, it's weekend again. We're hanging out here at Engels Brothers Articat, checking out some vintage snowmobiles. Gotta get one of the guys here to go over one of these old Panthers I got here. 71 Panther. It's got the 303 rotary Wankel engine. What's better than one of them? Two of them. They got a match set of them here.
'71 Panther. It's got the 303 rotary Wankel engine. What's 303? 71s. Got the nice leopard print seat. Dual headlights. Yada yada yada. And the Wankel rotary engine. But they're got a little different style hood. That was only used in '71 with the 303 Wankel and 399 Kohler, two-stroke. Quick way to tell if it's which engine's in it, if it doesn't have the identification. The Wankel had 4 vents down here at the bottom. Easiest way to tell. And then the Kohler had a vent here that blew air out. It was a fan-cooled engine. But these are pretty much like any of the other ones. Been gone through completely. Engines tore down, cleaned up, new seals, new bearings and stuff on the drive shafts and the skid frame. There's only 2 wheels in a 71. There was 4 wheels in a 70, but they changed that. Added a shock absorber to the back skid frame arm in '71. This baby, not that you need it, it's a Wankel power, but it was optioned up with this Articat speedometer. And of course these are correct with the glove box doors and the whole 9 yards. Switched up the taillights for '71 to a square looking deal. Let me still see around sometimes. I think Polaris 4-wheelers have some of them, and I've seen them on some Case IH tractors. Still standard full cleat track. Pretty much that's about it. These were optioned up with what they call a deep snow kit. It's got this extra 1.5 inch of clearance here, I guess. So when you're in deep snow, which is 1.5 inches deeper than regular snow, normally this would be right up tight to here. And these babies are sweet, even optioned up with a little Nerf bar, so you don't bash your head off the handlebars. Both have correct windshields. Pretty much the way they're supposed to be. They're riders, they're not hanger queens, by no means. They're meant to take out in the weeds and rub in the brush. We'll see if we can't get one to start. See if we're here what a Wankel sounds like. They got their own sound to them. The other thing we got here is, with no help from friggin' Dave Webster, we got these Spirit recoil conversions here. The original recoil had like brake shoes that threw out into a drum, and that would spin the motor over. Completely inefficient. So this is just basically got a cog that comes out. You reuse the little catch drum in there that would come with this recoil and the recoil, and you just hog out a couple bolt holes and switches it over. It makes it way easier to get started. Okay, we're going to go over the Wankel rotary engine. Same horsepower, 18.5 at 5,500 RPM. 303cc was the displacement, if I didn't tell you that before. And air-cooled, fan-cooled. All these shrouds are kind of an open deal, where you can kind of see through them, air will blow through them. I don't know if you can see any light through those, but there's a fan and air blows through there, so that's how it's cooled. And then we'll see if we can pop the cover off. Okay, there's the side plate. And then there's the internal rotor and stuff. And these engines, basically, the seals, there's seals on each corner of the rotor. They call them apex seals. And then there's seals here on each edge, both sides, side seals. And they're spring-loaded with a little bit of a wavy spring in behind them. Of course, these are not in this motor here. And also, it has a seal on a side plate. This is a damaged side plate, which you can tell by the big gouges in there. That's won't make compression. And then basically how the engine works is you got an intake port here, an exhaust port here, and your spark plugs here. So as you come around, you got your intake and exhaust ports both open. The engine, oops, we're going the wrong way. So we suck in some, there's our port, so we bring in a charge of air and fuel. Motor comes around, fires. Now we got burnt gas in here. And as it comes back around, it's charging for the next phase. And then fires again, charging. So basically, the rotor fires on every flat. Fire, fire, fire. So it fires 3 times per crankshaft revolution. And as you can see in the cutaway, it's pretty simple action. It's got a, take a look at the rotor here. I'll pull the shaft out. There's the shaft. Just got a little bit of an eccentric on there to make the rotor do its thing. And then the rotor itself, there's where the seals would go, apex seals. And then, like I said, there's grooves on the side there too. And then there's a gear down there and a gear inside there that gives it the, helps it do the wobble deal. And then what's kind of neat is the intake comes in on this side plate. There's where your carburetor would go. And to cross it and to get it out here, it crosses through, I don't know if I can get it lined up here, but it crosses through, there you go, this hole here. It crosses through the rotor, through that hole, and then out that port, out this port here. Pretty wild little engine. Problem is they run very dirty. If you can see this one, the rotor's really carboned up. And what the problem is they get run dirty, so then the seals start to stick, you lose compression, motor quits running. Usual remedy is you just take it all apart, clean all the carbon out of everything, put it back together with some new shaft seals, and voila. But it's pretty simple. Kind of cool, if you ask me. And then basically it's just not many parts. Now if we can get this rotor, the center section to come off. Yep, there's your center section. Center section's got the exhaust port. And then that's how there's the hole to transfer it out the intake port. Intake. So that's basically pretty much all there is to it. Of course, there's electric control, some fire the spark plug, and fan would go on top of that also.